Hello everyone. Today we're making a salmon rice bowl in a rice cooker using just one button. Yes, one button, that's it. If you can press a button, you can make this meal. This is one of those recipes I love because it's basically a whole dinner in one pot. Protein, rice, veggies, everything, while the rice cooker does all the work. You know, growing up in Ohio, rice cookers were definitely not a thing in our house. Rice meant one thing, that little box of rice where you had to measure the water perfectly and hope it didn't turn into glue on the stove. The first time I saw a rice cooker, I thought it was basically a one-trick appliance, like it makes rice, and that's it. But once I realized you could cook full meals in it, fish, vegetables, even eggs, it completely changed how I look at this little machine. Now I'm convinced the rice cooker might be the most underrated kitchen appliance ever invented. And if you think you can't cook fish, this video is especially for you. Salmon is actually one of the most forgiving fish to cook. In fact, in Japan, rice cookers are used for all kinds of meals beyond rice. People cook fish, vegetables, even cakes in them. So today we're putting our rice cooker to work. I'll show you how to make this delicious salmon bowl with and without an egg. And if you want the egg to be nice and soft and runny, at the end of this video, I'll show you the specific moment to add the egg. If you add it too early, well, you'll end up with a very overcooked egg. Add it at the right time and you'll get a perfectly jammy egg every time. When you add the egg at the right time, that jammy yolk melts right into the rice and turns into this incredible natural sauce. Plus, it adds a little extra protein to the bowl. And if eggs aren't your thing, that's totally fine. Just leave it out. The salmon bowl is still fantastic on its own. All right, let's start with the fish. I'm using salmon fillets, but the nice thing about this recipe is that it's very flexible. I've made this with tilapia, cod, and a few other types of fish, and they all come out great. So if you've got a different filleted fish sitting in your fridge, feel free to use it. Today I have fresh salmon, but you can absolutely use frozen, just thawed in the refrigerator the night before. I'm going to cook 2 fillets, and I keep the skin on during the cooking because once the fish is done, the skin slides right off super easily. First I give the fish a quick rinse, then dry it off with a paper towel. Now I'm going to coat the salmon with sesame teriyaki sauce. This stuff is really delicious. Of course you can mix your own sauce if you want, but I found this one has a fantastic flavor. Sometimes I switch it up and use Sweet Baby James Kickin' Bourbon sauce, which also works great. So if you have a favorite sauce in your fridge, feel free to use that. Now that the fish is coated, I've got some fresh mushrooms that I washed and dried and some baby spinach. Both of these are going into the salmon bowl. But again, this recipe is flexible. If you're not a mushroom or spinach person, then just leave them out or add something else, whatever your favorite vegetables are. Okay, so next I measure out 2 cups of rice. Now, this is the cup that comes with the rice cooker, and here's a little rice cooker trivia for you. It's not actually a cup. It's 180 milliliters, which is closer to about 3/4 of a US measuring cup. So what I really have here is about 1.5 cups of rice, even though the rice cooker calls it 2 cups. Confusing, right? But here's the important thing. When you're using the water lines inside the rice cooker pot, always use the rice cooker's measuring cup. That way everything lines up perfectly and the rice comes out just right. So 2 rice cooker cups of rice. And by the way, today I'm using basmati rice. I love basmati because it cooks up light and fluffy and has that nice, slightly nutty aroma. The next step is to rinse the rice until the water runs clear, or about 3 rinses, which usually does the trick. You can see how the water starts out cloudy and then becomes much clearer. What we're doing here is rinsing away excess starch, which helps the grains cook up separate instead of sticky. Once the rice is rinsed, I add water up to the line mark 2 inside the rice cooker pot, since we measured out 2 rice cooker cups of rice. And now the pot goes right into the rice cooker. You can see the water level sitting exactly at the number 2 line. That's the rice cooker doing the measuring for us. Now comes the fun part, which is building our layers. First, I add a generous handful of spinach right on top of the rice. It may look like a lot right now, but spinach shrinks dramatically when it's cooked. Next, I add the mushrooms And finally, right on top of everything, I place the salmon fillets skin side down. So what we've created here is a nice little stack of layers. On top the salmon, under that the mushrooms, under that the spinach, and on the bottom the rice and water. Everything cooks together and the flavors slowly work their way down into the rice. The rice cooker is actually doing two types of cooking at the same time. The rice at the bottom is boiling in water, while the salmon and vegetables on top are gently steaming. And that's why the fish comes out so tender. It's basically like having a tiny steamer and rice pot working together. And now for the easiest step of all, just close the lid, press the white rice button, and let the rice cooker do its thing. In about 35 minutes, lunch or dinner is basically ready. All right, moment of truth. This is always my favorite part because everything has been cooking together for the last 35 minutes. The question is, did our one-button dinner work? Let's take a look. The salmon is perfectly cooked and the skin just slides right off super easily. At this point, I like to break the salmon into big chunks and gently mix it in with the rice, spinach, and mushrooms, and any other vegetables you might have put in there. It turns this into a really hearty, comforting one-bowl meal. But wait, what if you want to add more protein to this already satisfying dish? Well, this is where the egg trick comes in. If you add the egg at the beginning, it's going to cook way too long and you'll end up with something closer to a rubber ball than a nice egg. So here's the trick. Wait until the rice cooker says there are 10 minutes left in the cooking cycle. Then just crack an egg right on top, close the lid, and let the rice cooker finish the final 10 minutes. During that time, the egg gently cooks in the steam and becomes beautifully soft with a jammy yolk. Now, if you missed the 10-minute mark, don't worry, you can still do it. Just press the keep warm button, crack the egg on top, close the lid, and wait about 10 minutes. And when you open the lid, look at that. A beautiful golden egg with a runny yolk. Perfect for mixing into the rice and salmon. When that yolk breaks and coats the rice, it becomes this amazing natural sauce. Or if eggs aren't your thing, just leave it out and enjoy the salmon bowl exactly as it is, with rice, spinach, and mushrooms. Either way, this is an easy, delicious meal, and the rice cooker basically does all the work. Feel free to experiment with different vegetables, different sauces, and even different fish. Once you try this method, you'll realize how versatile a rice cooker can be. Bon appetit, and thanks for watching. Bye.